sports analysis.
Entertainment reviews.
And everything in between.
Yo, what's that word? Third 12-minute podcast. We're doing a special video tonight. We're doing a recap on the 2000 NBA draft. If I'm going a little bit slow, it'll catch back up eventually. But hopefully my audio is good and correct and y'all can hear me. And I'll start it off with Mark Madsen, the 29th pick of the first round, aka Mag Dog. Now I understand most people have heard of Mark Madsen from the video with Shaq, where he talks about how he's the only player that wouldn't let him bully him in practice, and that he ended up buying him a truck and not asking for the bread back and stuff like that. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. But Mark Madsen, he attended Stanford, led the school to 4 NCAA tournament appearances, including the Final Four berth in 1998. He's also top 10 in rebounds and blocks in school history. End up joining the Lakers, being drafted by the Lakers that year in 2000. Was part of their three-peat, ended up winning 2 championships, one in 01 and one in 02. So he was part of what a lot of people consider a top 5 team in NBA history with that 01 Lakers team. Didn't have great numbers, averaged 2.2 points, 2.6 rebounds, and in 11.8 minutes per game. Ended up spending 6 years with my Minnesota Timberwolves after being with the Lakers. He had a successful career after multiple assistant coaching stints, and is currently the head coach for the University of California Golden Bears. They went 13-19 last year, but the administration clearly believes in him, giving him a 2-year extension after his first season there to 2029.
All right, I got the number 28 pick. That wanted up being Eric Barkley, 6'1" point guard out of St. John's. In high school, he played AAU with Lamar Odom, Ron Artest, Elton Brand, Anthony Glover. AAU team lost 1 game that summer out of like 67, I believe. So they was a force to be reckoned with. He did make a McDonald's All-American game his senior year. And then the year him and Ron Artest attended St. John's together, they led St. John's to an Elite Eight. His career averages in college were 14.6 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 4.6 assists. Throughout his college career, he made all Big East team and Big East All Rookie. His NBA career wasn't too long. It was about 2 years that he spent with the Trailblazers and the Spurs. He averaged 2.9 points, 1.5 assists, and 0.9 rebounds a game for his NBA career for those 2 years. He had most of his playing experience come overseas. He played overseas for 9 years, I believe. He didn't make a CBA All-Star game, and he was expelled from a league at one point for possessing cannabis. And he is on crash out timing, as he did punch another AAU player's dad after his son's team lost a game.
Crash out for real. All righty. I have the 27th pick with the Pacers. They selected Primoz Brinzak, a 7-footer born in Russia. He in high school, he was such a dominant player in his sport. He became a professional. He debuted at their local team in Kurski Zadura. Dominant player over there, already being a professional at a very young age, at 16 years old. Made the NBA in 2001. Drafted at the 27th pick. He played a decent amount of career. Played about 345 games, averaging 7 points, 7.2 points, 4 rebounds, 0.5 assists. had a lot of his more of his career in uh, Russia, um, winning two uh, Slovenian championships in their league, three Slovenian Cups, two-time Slovenian All-Star, and once he retired in 2017, he became and still is to this day a scout, an international scout for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, I want to ask you guys because I don't know, and it might be something I should know, but if you play professional in like another country, like you're not American, but you play professional, can you go to college in America?
I don't think so because
Okay.
you're a
I don't
professional
know. I
already.
think I can't. I don't remember. I think you can because I know there were some people that were committed. Because you got to think of the people in Australia. Who was it?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Like a
I believe you can.
okay.
'Cause that's why Luca just came straight over. He didn't go to college. Um, I mean, that's why players before, things like the G League or what they had before the G League, the other thing that they had,
D-League.
the D League,
Yeah.
guys would go overseas like Brandon Jennings. He didn't go to college. He went over there, hooped, showed his skill, went to the NBA draft.
No, I mean like strictly non-Americans though. You know what I
Like he
mean? Like
means like somebody that's been playing in like China or Australia
yeah,
Understandable, but I
or
don't see
coming
them
up.
as still, professionals.
right.
That's
Right.
why they, what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure if they were in their country, they could probably go to college if they wanted to hoop, but they
Good
play the
point.
profession. They
Good
want to make
point.
that bread.
For sure, for sure.
That's just my thought
I,
process. Maybe behind it. I got to look it up. Definitely got to
for
look
sure.
into that.
Definitely, yeah, I want to look that up too. Uh, but I had the number 26 pick. What was Mamadou in the I uh
Hey, we're gonna be butchering these names the whole podcast.
uh a 7 foot center. He was part of the Senegalese Basketball Federation's developmental program. Had a college career at Auburn. Oftentimes, he was the centerpiece of their defense. Um, in his junior year, he actually surpassed the great Sir Charles Barkley, in career blocks for an Auburn basketball player. In college, his best season was his senior season, where he averaged 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 point blocks on 53% shooting. Um, his NBA career wasn't exactly spectacular. He was a journeyman who played for the Hawks, Clippers, Mavericks, Raptors, where he averaged 3.8 points, 3.5 rebounds, and a block. Did end up playing in the Euro League for Zalgiris, where he was dominant. Averaged 8.5 points, 7 rebounds, 1.2 steals, and a block. In his post-playing career, he had a couple coaching stints, including he's still in coaching to this day. He's a current assistant for the University of Central Florida men's basketball team.
The 25th pick, I had Jay Tasakalides, somewhere around there. He was a 7'2" center. 25th pick to the Suns. He was out of Rostovi, Greece. Before the draft, he began playing professionally with AEK Athens in Greece, or in the Greek League. He was a two-time Greek Cup finalist. He won the Greek Cup in the 2000s before the draft. For far as his NBA career, when the Suns drafted him, the team that he was playing for in Greece told the Suns that even if they drafted him, they weren't going to let him out of their 4-year career, or his 4-year contract. Sorry about that. Before letting him go play over back in America, they got that resolved, and he was able to start his NBA career. He averaged 4.8 points, 3.9 rebounds, and zero point 0.7 blocks a game for his career. Played for the Suns, Rockets, and Grizzlies. His NBA career was about 7 years. After the NBA, he returned to Greece after agreeing to join the Olympics of the Greek EuroLeague. Um, And that's really much it. I didn't see anything else too major on him.
Alrighty. I had the 24 pick by the Bulls. They selected another 7-footer, uh, Dal Labor Bagarli Ben Sons Ga Za Garb Garbrebe. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
what they said? Y'all got some names
uh,
on y'all.
yeah, for real. This thing's longer than I don't know, bro. Crazy.
Charlotte
Um,
McGain.
yeah, bro was born in Germany. Another 7-footer. His they don't really have. He didn't have really much details of his high school career, anything like that. Very short stint in the NBA with the Bulls, only 3 years, averaging 3 points, 3 rebounds, and point 4 assists. Blur in the NBA, basically. Went back to his home country in Germany and joined their league after his NBA career and played another 4 years. And even over there, he wasn't as dominant. Only 6.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and point 0.8 blocks a game. And he really didn't. They doesn't say much after that. After his Euro career, but he retired in 2010.
For sure. Now I get to talk about a real baller, a real legend in these streets on the NBA court. The big one, not the little one. Deshaun Stevenson at pick number 23.
I'm crying. That boy
Um, and now people don't know this. Now there's a certain reason we get to. People know about Deshaun Stevenson later on, and me talking about him. Deshaun Stevenson, pick number 23 by the Philadelphia 76ers, was a phenom in high school, a straight bucket in high school. His high school comparison was who a lot of people would consider the GOAT, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. These were his comparisons. His senior year, of course, he went crazy, averaging 30.4 points, 9.7 rebounds, 6.2 assists per game. He actually was committed to Roy Williams, the legendary UNC coach, when he was the coach at Kansas. And Roy Williams described him as the most gifted athlete he had ever recruited. So that means a lot coming from that coach, obviously. He was a McDonald's All-American. He scored 25 points in the McDonald's All-American game, as well as being the slam dunk champion that year for the McDonald's game. Um, he had a journeyman-like NBA career. He played for the Jazz, Magic, Nets, Hawks, and most notably the Washington Wizards, where he became one of the legends of the sport. His best year was 2006, where he averaged 11.2 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. He ended up making over 23 million in his NBA career. He was also a 2011 NBA champion. Um, Quick note: 2006 wasn't just his best statistical year; it's where he really made a name for himself with his beef with who, again, a lot of people say is the GOAT, LeBron James, where he the antics that Lance Stevenson brung in the playoffs with LeBron. Deshaun Stevenson had previously done those to where LeBron actually said, comparing Deshaun Stevenson to me is like comparing Soldier Boy to Jay-Z. And that ignited its own thing with Soldier Boy making a diss track towards LeBron. I ain't trying to get Soldier riled up, but it was trash. But they was he sort of proved his point. Uh, but at the end of the day, Deshaun actually had some successful endeavors after his NBA career. Um, I mean, he's already a millionaire, but he was a big three, one of the best players in the big three. He played in the big three. 2018 was his best year. He averaged 15.9 points, which was sixth in the league. He made he made 3 game winners, which was second in the big three, and he made 32 3-pointers, which was twice as much as anyone else combined, well, twice as much as anyone else as the second person in a big three for that year. So he's stayed balling after his post-professional NBA playing career. So shout out to the legend, Deshaun Stevenson, the first true baller on this list. He never became Kobe or Michael Jordan, but he was a real baller.
22nd pick, I had Darnell Harvey, 6'8" power forward who was drafted to the New York Knicks into 2000. A little bit before he was drafted, he was the National Player of the Year in high school in 1999. McDonald's All-American as well. He went on to play at the University of Florida. He played one season. He was a one and done, I believe. He averaged 10.2 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist per game. Throughout that 1 year he was there. He was drafted by the Knicks, but he was traded to the Mavericks that same night. So he was a draft and trade. He played for the Mavericks, Nuggets, Magic, Suns, and Nets over his NBA career. And he averaged 5.6 points, 4 rebounds, 0.8 assists. Nothing too crazy. He pretty much played his role. After the NBA, again, he was one of those guys that had a long career overseas as he played for 10 different teams before ultimately retiring.
I want to ask y'all something real quick. If y'all play for all them teams, would y'all keep like each of y'all jerseys of that y'all play for them teams?
Probably.
Yeah. I wouldn't hang them all up, but I'll keep all
Whatever team I played the best at, that's what's going on the wall.
Hell yeah. I saw a dude with an East Lee jersey on went to school at the time we went. I'm like, hey, that's big kind of round. Like that basketball jersey too. but for sure, I just wanted to ask y'all.
I don't know about no East Lee jersey.
Nah.
Hey, that's kind of hard, even though they are who they are. That's kind of hard, dude. I wish
Gateway jersey went in the trash.
Yeah.
No. Damn.
Oh.
Hey, it is what it is.
I had the 21st pick, man. The Raptors drafted Morris Peterson, aka Mo Pete. You know what I'm saying? Flint, Michigan's own legend. He went to Flint Northwestern High School, and after not making the team his freshman or sophomore year, he finally got recognized by, as they would say, the legendary coach Grover Kirkland, and he saw his talents and put him on the team. And by his senior year, he was achieving all state, all city, all valley honors, and became one of the top forwards at 6'7" in the country. His He went on to play for MSU and averaged 16.8 points his senior year. Was a Big Ten Conference Player of the Year and a National All-American. In 2000, just before he got drafted, he won the national championship against Florida, led him into a victory of 89-76. And at the end of his career at Michigan, he eclipsed had about 1,500 points. That boy was putting up the ball, got about 153s. And in 2009, they retired his number 42 jersey. And when he made it to the NBA, he played a nice and extensive career of 11 seasons, averaged about 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He had one of the longest. What's up? Oh, that's my first time. He had the longest active career streak of consecutive games at one point of playing 371 games in a row. And y'all know best availability is availability. And he was on that court when he got a chance to. Became an analyst at TSN, which is the sports network after he retired. And In 2017, he also opened a restaurant with his business partner, and they call it Mo Pete's Sport Retreat, and then he's chefing it up. But God
Sure.
bless him.
Appreciate it. That boy said, I'm playing. I ain't on no Joel B type time. But
Oh yeah, every game team.
shout out Joel B, though. He said he did too much for the damn city. Uh,
Not enough.
yeah, ain't no conference finals or points. But um, we're at number 20, making it through the list of the 2000 NBA draft. Y'all like this video, or anybody that we mentioned, if y'all have some background knowledge or just want to chop it up about them, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video. You know, let's get that pumping in the algorithm.
Or if y'all want us to do another drive.
Facts, facts. Let us know.
I got another certified hooper here in Speedy Claxton. He was 5'11", 166 pounds. First of all, you extremely raw if you that size and you making it in the NBA, in my opinion. He attended the legendary Christ the King in the Queens, New York. Shout out my Queens niggas, sons. Um, by the way, I saw a video today that said Queen in New York, dudes be like, my heart. Is that freaky? Or is that like normal to say, yo, my heart? Like, what's up with you?
That's normal out there right now.
Ah, okay.
It's like saying like my bro type thing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I seen a video before. Like when I first seen it, I was like, bro.
Yeah.
I had to look it up. I had to call some people out there.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, he did really well at Christ the King. Went to college at Hofstra University, which is also in New York. Led them to the American East Championship, and in a first round appearance in the NCAA tournament. His number 10 is actually retired at Hofstra University. He's also in their Hall of Fame. NBA career, he played for 4 teams, including the Hawks, Hornets, Spurs, Warriors. Oh, my bad, 5 teams, and the 76ers. Um, with career averages of 9.3 points, 4.3 assists, and 2.5 rebounds, 1.5 steals. Winning NBA championship with the Spurs early in his career in 2003. And he got a bag in the NBA. He made 32 million, including a 4-year, $25 million contract that he had finessed from the Atlanta Hawks. Only appearing in a total of around 50 games over 4 seasons. So he was on that Ben Simmons type of time for sure.
I need
The
that.
original. Uh, his post career has been extensive. He's enjoyed being an assistant coach for his alma mater, Hofstra University, including leading them to the CAA title and winning Coach of the Year in 2023 when he became the head coach earlier that same year. So he's been doing good as obviously as a coach and living up to his legacy as a player, elevating that university in New York.
Gotta get it.
Number 19 pick, I have Jamal Magler, 6'11" center. He was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets before they went over and became the New Orleans Hornets. I believe he did play for both of those. I mean, the same franchise, but both under both team names. Before the NBA, he led his team to back-to-back championships in high school in Ontario, Canada. Played at Kentucky. He made the SEC All-Freshman team. Won a national championship with Kentucky as a sophomore. His senior year, he made first team All-SEC. He finished his college career as the all-time leader in blocks in Kentucky history at the time at 268. Career averages at Kentucky, he averaged 7.3 points, 5.4 rebounds, 0.4 assists. NBA career, he played a total of 12 years with teams consisting of the Hornets, Bucks, Trailblazers, Nets, Mavericks, Heat, and Raptors. He was a pretty big journeyman, as you can see. He did make an NBA All-Star team in 2004. He was averaging 13.6 points, 10 rebounds a game. He was the second Canadian ever to make an All-Star team at the time, right behind Steve Nash. And for his career, he averaged 7.2 points and 8 rebounds a game. After the NBA, he wound up going back to Canada, and as of now, he serves as a basketball development consultant and a community ambassador for the Raptors. Oh, he
Made an
does all that
all-star
for the
team?
Raptors, which, huh?
I'm sorry, I thought he made an all-star team.
Yeah,
Damn, okay.
averaging 13.6 points and 10 rebounds.
Oh,
Noted.
okay, double. All right, for
I
sure.
think in the All-Star game too, he put up like 18, 19 points.
Oh yeah, that boy was going all out. I may never be here
Y'all gonna
again.
feel it. My kids out here. Oh, oh man. Oh, I got a real hooper, bro. For real, man. The ball with the strap. Got your boy Quentin Richardson. Number 18 pick for the Clippers. Chicago's own, Chicago, Illinois. He attended Whitney Young High School and led his team in 1998 to a AA state title. Very dominant in high school, was able to get a scholarship to go play at DePaul, was named the Conference USA Player of the Year in 1999, was a very dominant college player and averaging a double-double and 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Drafted to the Clippers and was a wonderful role player on many teams such as the Clippers, the Knicks, some of the notable teams for him, averaging 10.3 10.3 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Um, and now he does a podcast with Miles. I believe his name is Darius Miles.
Yeah.
One of his best friends that you grew up with in the AAU circuit. They do a podcast together.
Yeah, Darius Miles is true. Like, I think bro came straight from high school. Deshaun
Yeah,
Stevenson came straight from high school too. But yeah, in their podcast, I believe it's called The Knuckleheads.
yeah, the Knuckleheads. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they podcasts go hard too. Check
And
them
he
out.
having everybody on there. I've seen Jason Tatum, Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? All the good hoopers. So I'm like,
Yeah,
okay. But they were well respected in the game. You know what I'm saying? They do their thing.
I think Darius Miles won this draft too.
One of us got him.
second round.
I don't got
Nah,
him.
first round.
Okay,
I
okay,
don't.
I
okay,
think he was like top pick, one of the top picks.
I don't got him.
okay.
So,
We'll make our way to him then.
I don't know. I
For
think
sure.
I might got him. No, I don't. One of y'all have to have him.
For sure.
so,
We'll
Heat
make our
up.
way to him.
Mhm.
Next, this dude is a legend in his own right, and I'll explain. Is Desmond Mason. He was a 6'7", 224-pound small forward / shooting guard. He attended Oklahoma State University, where he played 4 years. In 3 of his 4 years, he was an All Big 12 selection with career averages of 17 points, 8.2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 1.5 steals, and a block. He led his school to a second round NCAA tournament appearance in 2 years of appearing in the tournament. His NBA career, he played for the Seattle Supersonics. Again, it's the 2000 draft, so he played for the kids. Seattle used to have a team, and they deserve a team again too, for sure. Because this is a great market for basketball. A lot of legends come from Seattle. But he played for the Supersonics, the Bucks, Hornets, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Um, he averaged 12.1 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.6 assists. Winning, he also won the 2001 Slam Dunk Contest, and he came in number 2 in the 2002 Slam Dunk Contest to one of the Slam Dunk legends in Jason Richardson. That's when Jason Richardson started his incredible run in the dunk contest. Post-playing career, he's known for 2 things mainly. The first, he is an accomplished artist. He took up studio art at Oklahoma State, with some of his artwork being displayed in places like the the Gaylord Pickens Heritage Museum. He's also founder of the Desmond Mason Art Show, also in OKC. Um, and the second thing he's known for post-playing career is being a 2K legend. Desmond Mason is that player when you filling out a roster, building your franchise and stuff, he's going to be that three-point shooter that everybody has at least signed once before. He got the A+ three-point shooting. I don't know if there's some early 20 teens type stuff, but he's definitely a shooter off that bench that you need and play a little defense. So shout out the 2K role player legend, Desmond Mason.
All right. 16th pick is probably the best player that I've covered so far. He was drafted to the Kings, 6'10", small forward, power forward combo, Hedo Turkoglu. For the NBA, he played 4 seasons professionally for FS Pilsen in the EuroLeague. He helped them reach the EuroLeague Final Four, averaging 13.6 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.7 assists a game. He was a Turkish League champion in 1997, a Turkish Cup champion in 1997 and 1998, a Turkish Presidential Cup champion in 1998 and 2000. So he was already an accomplished champion overseas before even getting drafted. First Turkish-born player to make the NBA in history. He played for the Kings, Spurs, Magic, Raptors, Suns, and Clippers over his 15-season NBA career. He averaged 11.1 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3.8 assists for his career. And in 2008, he won the NBA Most Improved Player Award. After the NBA, he was appointed the CEO of the Turkish Basketball Federation. And as of 2016, he was made the senior advisor for the Turkish president.
Did he never make an all-star team?
I don't think so. I didn't see it.
He's got to be up there as one of the best players to never make an all-star team. He has to be. But shout out Hedo Turkoglu. Imagine how crazy it is to be the first player from your country to make like the NBA, like or anything like that professional league. That is insane work. The first in your country, but for sure.
That is pretty dope. Number 15. Oh no, hold on, make sure that's the right number. Yes, 15. The Milwaukee Bucks had selected Jason Collier, a 7-footer, out of Georgia, with the Georgia Tech, was a nice dominant player. Was a 2-time ACC all ACC player, averaging 13.9 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 1.2 assists. Ended up being selected in that 2000 draft. Played for 2 different teams in his tender of playing in the NBA for the Milwaukee Bucks and also for the Houston. I'm sorry, 3 teams. Milwaukee Bucks drafted him and ended up playing for the Houston Rockets and then going to play for the Atlanta Hawks. And unfortunately, in 2005, he passed away. And the NBA honored him by naming an award in the G League, the Jason Collier Sportsmanship Award, after him and his family.
All right, so number 15, the great Michigan player, Mateen Cleaves. He attended Flint Northern in high school, where he's a parade All-American. College career was 4 years. Again, like I said, a great Michigan State player. Spent all 4 years there, was a first-team All-American, 2-time second-team All-American, 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year. Led Michigan State to the 2000 NCAA championship game, which they won, and he was named Big Ten and NCAA Player of the Year and Final Four MVP or MOP, Most Outstanding Player. Leads the Big Ten in Michigan State in career assists with 816. At Michigan State, he was also the all-time steal leader in his final game, where he broke the Big Ten single-game assist record with 18 assists. His number 12 is also retired at MSU. Then moving on to his NBA career, he played 167 total NBA games for 4 different teams with 10 starts. Damn. Had career averages of 3.6 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound in 11 minutes a game. Had stints in the Euros in Russia and Greece. His post-playing career, he was a sports analyst for the Detroit Pistons, owner of the record label All Varsity Entertainment, and he also works with United Wholesale Mortgage, which is the biggest mortgage lender in the world, owned by Matt Ashiba, who was the owner of the Phoenix Suns and who was his Michigan State teammate back in the day. So he's moving up in the business world as well as the sports world. So number 14, I have Mateen Cleaves.
Hey, shoot me a mortgage loan.
Yeah.
Number 13, I had Courtney Alexander. He was a 6'5" combo guard drafted to the Orlando Magic. The Magic had a good amount of draft picks this year, so. But before the NBA, he went and played for Virginia and Fresno State in college. He made the NCAA All-American second team. Was the NCAA scoring champion his senior year, averaging 24.8 points per game. In WAC Player of the Year. He won all of that in the same time period in the 2000s, so his senior year, I believe. Then he was a 2-time first-team All-WAC in 1999 and 2000. His NBA career wasn't too long. It was 3 years. He was drafted by the Magic, but he was traded to the Mavericks on the same night. He was also traded another time during his rookie season to the Wizards. During that year, he made rookie second team and was traded to the Hornets in the offseason. So my guy just getting thrown around. But he wound up tearing his Achilles in 2003, which he took some time off to rehabilitate it. After that, he signed with the Kings, but was waived before playing due to another injury setback. In his short career, he averaged 9 points per game, 1.2 assists, and 2.2 rebounds, which isn't bad for a role player. After the NBA, he was involved in coaching. He coached. He was the assistant coach for when it was the G League, the Grand Rapids Drive, and the Erie Bayhawks. And now he's consulting with the NBA Players Association on player development.
Number 12, Dallas drafted Eaton Thomas, 6'9" guard out of, 6'9" power forward. Was a dominant player in high school, led his team to 2 state championships, ended up getting a scholarship to go to Syracuse, one of the legendary schools. He was a pretty decent power forward there. Played 122 games, averaged 11 points, 7 rebounds, 0.4 assists. In his time there, he was all Big East 3 times in a row. 3 times. 1999 All Big East tourney. 2-time Big East DPOY, and MIP Big East 1997 1998 season. Got drafted by Dallas, played for about 4 teams. His NBA career, he only averaged about 10 points. I'm sorry, no, that's that right there. 4.6 points, 5 rebounds. I'm sorry.
I'm just.
Oh, I thought. Oh, now I know what you said. I'm going 4 points. Yeah, man. 2.5 rebound. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. 2.5 rebounds and point 0.2 assists a game. He was a pretty decent role player. Played about 4 teams, like I said. Um, After his NBA career, he was a very astute gentleman. He wrote a couple books, poems, autobiography. He wrote a book about police brutality, and he wrote also a book on white supremacy, which got him nominated in the book world, which is pretty dope.
That's awesome. That's actually dope. For real, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big East was a balling ass conference back in the day too. So to be one
Oh
of the
yeah, he
best
was balling.
players, yeah, he was a dog. And now we talk about someone who wasn't necessarily a dog. Um, his name was he's French, so I'm assuming it's Jerome Marceau.
I don't know who
Yeah,
the hell
that's
this
what I'm
is.
gonna say. Played high school ball in France. Didn't have much info on that. Attended UCLA as a freshman, which UCLA did have a #1 class. He was part of the #1 class that year. He averaged 11 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 1 point and 1 block as a freshman. And as a sophomore, averaged 13 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1.1 block. He was a Again, he was part of that #1 UCLA recruiting class. NBA career was kind of short, 145 total games played with 6 teams, averaged 2.7 points, 2.7 rebounds, and he ended up starting only 3 total games in his NBA career. He was more of a factor overseas, where he played 7 additional seasons for a lot of teams, for 10 different teams, and there was nothing on. There was nothing on my guy post playing career. Hopefully, my guy's alive, healthy, and well, and over there, eating frog legs and crumpets and doing his thing for sure.
Escargot.
For real.
Sheesh.
Number 10, had Keon Doolin. Again, number 10 pick, drafted to the Magic, 6'3" combo guard. Before the NBA, he was selected to the USA Basketball Men's Junior World Championship qualifying team. He led that team to a gold medal. Played at Missouri for 2 years. In the 2 years, he averaged 12.1 points per game and 2.4 assists. He was not the superstar of the team, but he was a contributor. So go to his NBA playing career. That was good enough to get him drafted by the Magic. But once again, another Magic player drafted gets traded on the same night. He got traded to the Clippers. He played in the NBA for 13 years with the Clippers, Heat, Magic, Nets, Bucks, Celtics, and Grizzlies. And during his playing career, he was the first vice president of the NBA Players Association. For his career, he averaged 7 points and 2.2 assists a game. After the NBA, he was a player development coach for the Jazz from 2022 till he was arrested and charged with fraud.
Sheesh.
He was part of that. He was part of the thing with what's
Big
dude
baby.
named Glenn Davis. Yeah, he was part of that. But yeah, he was one of the former players caught for his role in the scheme to defraud the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan. He got sentenced to 30 months in prison in 2023, so he's still there right now.
Sheesh.
Getting put on the door. It's crazy.
Oh man. Number 9, Joel. Bear with me on this last name. Krize Bali. Bali.
Chris
Uh,
Billo. Chris
there you go,
Billo.
Chris Billa. There you go.
Oh yeah,
My,
okay.
my man looking out. Wonderful power forward. That boy was born out there in Tiny Soda, aka Minnesota. Dominant player over there in Monte Carlo High School. He was named Mr. Basketball in 1998. He was also a 2-time Associate Press Minnesota Basketball Player of the Year, Parade All-American, named USA Today's All NBA second team, all USA second team. Um, Ended up going to University of Minnesota. Was a decent player there, averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, which led him to be drafted. Played for two of the teams like Houston Rockets, Bucks, Atlanta, and the Blazers. Averaged 4 points, six 6.2 rebounds, and point 2 assists. But great field goal percentage, about 55.2%. So when he did touch that rock, he was getting it in the hoop. So yeah, and after that, he just became a stay-at-home dad, taking care of his family. And at one point, he was coaching his son, who is a pretty decent player now, uh, who was also ended up becoming a recruiter. So that's pretty cool.
So that's dope. That's dope. I would just say allow me grace about this next player. I know the kids like to use the word glazing nowadays, and that's what it's gonna feel like.
I know who it is.
Because it's
Oh, for
long.
sure.
For my money, I would say he's my favorite player in this class. I don't know if he's the best. In my opinion, he's the best. But number 8, again, this is gonna take me a while. Jamal Crawford. Um, so just a high school career. He only played 2 years because of eligibility issues at Rainier Beach High School in Seattle, where he's a legend. He was a in those 2 years, he's a two-time All-State selection, two-time Washington State Player of the Year, Parade second team All-American, was a 5-star recruit, number 10 overall player in the country, including the number 2 point guard. He averaged 22.3 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, and 7 assists. His number 23 is retired at Rainier Beach High School in Seattle. College, he was a one and done player. Before that was super popular. Um, he only ended up playing in 17 games because he was again suspended for another situation from high school. But in his 17 games at Michigan, he averaged 16.6 points, 4.5 assists, and 2.8 rebounds. And he started 16 of those 17 games, which he played for Big Blue. NBA career. His first arc of his career, spent 4 years with the Bulls. His best season, let me stop saying, spent 4 years with the Bulls where he averaged 17.3 points, 3.5 rebounds, 5.1 assists, and 1.4 steals. He then spent 4 years with the New York Knicks, where he had that awesome highlight, the behind the back layup into the rack. That let me know he was different right there for sure.
Yeah.
Nasty.
His best season with the Knicks, he averaged 20.6 points, 2.6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He then spent 1 year with the Golden State Warriors, where he became the 4th player in NBA history with 50 plus points for 3 different teams. Um, he spent 1 year with in that same year is where he led the league in free throw percentage at 92.7%. He then spent 5 years with the Clippers, which where a lot of people know him from, the Lob City Clippers. He helped lead them to, in my opinion, the most successful era in franchise history with the Clippers. Scored 50 points with the Clippers. Oh, my bad. Scored 50 points in his last NBA game at the age of 40. His post-playing career / accolades. Played 20 NBA seasons, the most 4-point plays in a career, season, game, and quarter. Most points scored off the bench in NBA history with 51 points. Second player in NBA history with 10,000 career points as a reserve. Only player in NBA history with 50 point games with 4 different franchises. 12 most three-pointers in NBA history, 3-time Sixth Man of the Year, had, yes, 3-time Sixth Man of the Year, tied for the most ever with another great, Lou Will, and made $124,283,187 million in career earnings. Post-playing career, he was a New York Knicks sports analyst and a frequent player in the crossover league Pro-Am, which he also happens to own. So shout out J. Crow.
Facts. Go.
Next, I got Chris Mim, drafted 7th overall to the Bulls, 7-foot center power forward. Before NBA, he started off actually playing tennis and was ranked among the top tennis players out in Texas. He played against Andy Roddick, which is a very good, or was a very good tennis player, professional, and even Drew Brees. Played college basketball at Texas. He was ranked first all time in blocks, second in blocks with 264, second in double doubles with 47, and fourth in rebounds with 945. He averaged 14.6 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks a game for his career. He was a 2-time first team All Big 12, 2-time Big 12 All Defensive Team, first team All American in his last year or his senior year of college. He was drafted by the Bulls, but traded to the Cavaliers, and he was traded actually for Jamal Crawford. He played for the Cavs, Celtics, Lakers, Grizzlies throughout his NBA career. He missed out on the NBA championship ring with the Lakers, the one that they won in 2009, as he was traded earlier that season. But he averaged 7.5 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, and 1 block a game for his career, which was 9 years long. After NBA, the only thing I was really able to find on him was that he took time out, went back to Texas, and wound up graduating in 2012.
Awesome.
All right.
What was the name of the dude that Kobe got in that low key put the pause on Kobe? It wasn't Chris Mims, was it? I think it had to be a guard, I believe. But
Was it from Minnesota? The guy from Minnesota?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. I just thought
It's been a
maybe that
minute.
could have been him. But for sure, you go ahead, Brian.
Number 2? Yeah, number 2.
6.
Number 6?
Yep.
My fault.
I think it was Chris Childs. I think that's what's the name. I don't think if it was the dude that wasn't on the Lakers.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
Damari Johnson.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about the dude that fought Kobe.
Oh, okay. Oh, dang, I done messed up my whole. Come on, back up. There you go. Okay, Damari Johnson, man. My fault. There you go. I got all this, man. Oh, this hot for sure.
You said Chris Mims was at Texas, right?
Yeah.
727.
Damari Johnson, a 6'9", small forward / shooting guard. Dang, where did he disappear?
Lamar Johnson said he don't want niggas talking about him.
I see. Just randomly disappeared. I was just had everything.
Lamar
All right.
Johnson,
So the NBA, he said witness protection. I'm crying. Nah, bro, ain't in witness protection. There you go.
For sure.
He played by 4 teams. Played 348 games. He was a solid veteran in the game. Averaged 6.2 points, 2.2 rebounds, and 1 assist. He ended up going in his college career. He was a dominant. Figured out this thing on back up. This is crazy. Damn, what the hell? My fault, y'all.
Good.
While we wait,
All right.
we got a dynasty going on. Got some players in it already. Y'all like this content? No. Y'all got college football 25. Go ahead and drop some. Join Dynasty, freshly started, so you ain't missing out too much.
Sure. In addition, go back and watch our other content videos, just drop videos this week, as well as I'm gonna be working. I know y'all guys like watching the videos that's done with Elmi and stuff like that. Of course, we're gonna talk about the upcoming fights, including Tyson versus Paul. I'm sure y'all gonna be interested in seeing what he has to say about that. And of course, this video itself, let us know if y'all like this style of content and stuff like that, and this research-based content and things of that nature.
Facts. All right. DeMar Johnson. Went to Cincinnati. Was a dominant guard there. Averaging 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was a all USA player there, all freshman, and also he won in 1990 to the year he was drafted, the USA Player of the Year. Very, very dominant there in Cincinnati. Ended up becoming the first round pick to Atlanta, sixth. And then after his NBA career, he became a college coach at Cincinnati. He's there. He's been there since 2017, and he actually went back to school there and got his degree in 2019 from that same school. And now he's a part of player development in the NBA.
Next, I have the dude who actually, I was surprised to find out, won the Rookie of the Year for this class, the 2000 draft, and that was I was about to say white chocolate. That's only because he's another Caucasian gentleman, Mike Miller. Was a legend in his own right. Attended Mitchell High School for all 4 years, where he has the most career points with 1,709. Has a state record with 11 block shots in the tournament. South Dakota Player of the Year in 1996 and 97. 3-time All-State player, 2-time state champion, McDonald's All-American, averaged 26.6 points per game, 10.5 rebounds. As a senior, he was the number 10 player in the country and a 5-star recruit. Attended the University of Florida, where he was a first-team freshman All-American and 2-time All-SEC player. Went there with his boy Udonis Hasbin. Averaged 13.3 points, 6 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. Led Florida to the NCAA championship game, where they lost to Mateen Cleaves and MSU in 2000. Don't want Florida winning no championships. Let's see. In his NBA career, played 17 total NBA seasons with a multitude of legendary moments. Played for 7 different teams, averaged 10.6 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. Let's see, the most three-pointers he has the record for the most three-pointers in NBA Finals history with 7 in a game. Won the 2000 Rookie of the Year, like I mentioned before. Was a 2006 Sixth Man of the Year. He also was the franchise leader for the Memphis Grizzlies with 45 points before Ja Morant broke it in the last few years that Ja's been there. He's a 2-time NBA champion with 4 total appearances, of course, both with the Miami Heat. Has that legendary Heat moment where he made the clutch three in the NBA Finals with one shoe off, running up the court. Made 99,376,913 bread in his NBA career earnings. Post-playing career, he's the head coach at Houston High School in Tennessee, where they just won the state championship in the past 2 years. And he also, like I said, is a podcast co-host with Udonis Haslam. I can't think of the name of their podcast off the top of my head, but they have a lot of interesting guests and a lot of interesting content. Y'all should go check them out for sure.
I got the number 4 pick, Marcus Fizer, drafted to the Bulls with the 4th pick. He was a 6'9" power forward, small forward combo. Before the NBA, he was elected to the McDonald's All-American game as a senior. He played at Iowa State during his time in college. And during this time, he tallied many different accolades. National first team All-Freshman, first team All-Big 12, Big 12 scoring leader during his sophomore and junior year. He led Iowa State to a Big 12 regular season title and a Big 12 tournament title. Ranked 5th in Iowa State during his career on the scoring list with 1,830 career points, which came out to average about 18.9 points, averaged 7.4 rebounds and 1 assist a game for his college career. NBA, he was drafted by the Bulls. But when he was drafted by the Bulls, he was drafted at the time where his old college coach was the head coach of the Bulls. He tore his ACL in 2003 before being selected by the Bobcats when they first started up in the league in the expansion draft. But he didn't make the final roster, and he wound up signing with the Bucks. After that season, he played in the NBA D League at the time, it was called, where he won the MVP award, which led him to sign a 10-day contract. He played for the Bulls, Bucks, and Hornets' first NBA career, where he held averages of 9.6 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 1.6 assists a game. After the NBA, he played for a number of overseas teams up until 2012. Where he decided he would dedicate most of his time to serving as a youth minister. He was inducted into the Iowa State Hall of Fame. He is now a motivational speaker as well as a commissioner and owner of the Elite International Basketball Association.
I had the number 3 pick with Darius Miles. I think he's the player who had the most potential in this class, and I advise anyone to go look at or go read his article he wrote with The Athletic, I believe anywhere from 2016 through 2023 with Quentin Richardson editing it with him. Dope article. He talks about his entire NBA experience and even before his NBA experience and the reasons why I'm going to highlight why I think he had the most potential in this class. So anyways, attended East St. Louis High School in East St. Louis, where he was a 2-time All-State player, McDonald's and Parade All-American and Player of the Year finalist. He averaged, as a junior, 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists. He ended up going to play with the under-18 team. I want to say at the Olympics where they won gold, and he came back a totally different player. Well, he was already dominant, but an even more dominant player. Senior year, he averaged 22.1 points, 12.1 rebounds, 7.4 blocks, 3.4 assists, and shot 66.6% from the field as a senior. He was a 5-star recruit and a consensus top 3 player in the class. So dominant in high school, he went number 3 in the draft straight out of high school. And an interesting thing to that is, at the time, he was the youngest player selected straight out of high school from the NBA draft before he was eclipsed a couple years later by the GOAT, LeBron James. His NBA career, he played 9 total seasons, for 4 different teams, most prolifically with the Clippers, who at that time, had Quentin Richardson, Lamar Odom, Elton Brand, a young team. Again, they talk a lot about that in the article. It's a great read if anybody wants to catch up on the history around the Clippers and Donald Sterling and things of that nature. It's an excellent read. During his NBA career, he averaged 10.1 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he made the all-rookie first team for this season. His post-playing career, he hosts a podcast, again, with Quentin Richardson called the Knucklehead Podcast. They're pretty popular. Again, they get great guests, and they really do their thing and put in the work and give you an inside view on the life as a former NBA ball player, for sure.
Oh, definitely. I love their podcast for sure. Number 2, I got Swift, Sherrod Miles,
Omar Swift.
Sherrod Miles Swift. He attended Fair Park High School in Louisiana. As he was a dominant player there, he ended up being named Louisiana Player of the Year, and also parade and all McDonald's All-American select to that team as well. Ended up going to LSU from 1998 to 2000. He was a very intricate player in a role to help them win the national championship. Um, and the SEC, in the SEC national championship. He led that team in scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage, and also blocks at his position. Ended up going to. There you go. Not working for me today. There you go. Ended up being drafted, and then to the Vancouver Grizzlies at the time. Played for a multitude of teams, Houston, back to the Grizzlies, playing for New Jersey, Phoenix even. So had a decent career for about 8-9 years, playing for some good teams. After his NBA career, he ended up creating a trucking business with him and his family that moves a moving company in his hometown as well, and just created a multitude of businesses and put money back into Louisiana.
You know what's crazy? Before you get into the number 1 player, when you said Vancouver Grizzlies, first of all, I think they got a top 3 jersey in NBA history with them
Fact.
teal ones. But it's like
Fact.
the streets really mess up a lot of stuff because I'm a Jacksonville native. You can't even wear those jerseys. I ain't even gonna go into it. There's a certain jersey, and people from the city know what I'm talking about, that you just can't wear. And that's just crazy how the streets be messing stuff up sometimes. Well, you go ahead, bro.
Number 1 pick, Kenyon Martin to the New Jersey Nets. For NBA, he played at the University of Cincinnati for all 4 years of his college career. Following his junior year, he played for Team USA in the World University Games, leading that team to a gold medal while leading them in scoring and rebounding. His senior year, he was named the College Player of the Year after leading his team to the number 1 ranking in the country, with averages of 18.9 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks per game his senior year.
What do you play for?
Cincinnati.
Okay.
And so he played with dude Byron was talking about. I think it was like the number 5 pick or something like that.
Yeah.
Lamar Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson.
Yeah. But 3 minutes, his senior year came to an end 3 minutes into the first game of the Conference USA tournament where he broke his leg.
Damn.
At the end of it all, he was the all-time leader in blocks with 292 and field goal percentage at 58%. He wound up graduating with his bachelor's in criminal justice. His career averages for college was 11 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and 2.5 blocks a game. He won Defensive Player of the Year, Conference USA Player of the Year, and made first team All-American and won the National Player of the Year. All of that in his senior year of 2000. He was drafted #1 overall to the Nets, where he made all rookie first team and finished second in Rookie of the Year voting to Mike Miller. After averaging 12 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 1.3 steals, 1.7 blocks a game, in the season where he helped the Nets win the Eastern Conference title. He played for the Nets, Nuggets, Clippers, Knicks, and Bucks throughout his 15-year NBA career. With career averages of 12.3 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. After the NBA, he worked as an ESPN analyst, and as well as for Fox Sports. He played in the Big Three, where he won the championship in the very first season. He was a chief basketball advisor for Jump Shot Live, which is an entertainment venue that combines an arcade with a nightclub. And he also starred. He starred in his own podcast, and he's been a part of multiple podcasts. His podcast was with Jadakiss, and it was known as Neat and Unfiltered.
I ain't know they both played for the Bucks. Nasty jersey.
I ain't want to do it, and this concludes our video for 2000 NBA Finals. I ain't want to do it. Khalil mentioned somebody, Keon Doolin, who was in that scandal with Big Baby and them. Darius Miles, I literally crossed it out of the notes because I thought it'd been a little bit flawed. But he was also involved in that as well. Again, he also wrote a book and did information about put out information about him declaring for bankruptcy and stuff like that. And it's also a good read for young athletes who, you just think that money coming in and it's never going to stop because how fast it's coming in and then it's all gone. He had a great line that I think sticks with anybody. And the reason he faltered a lot was bad investments. He was like, a Ferrari ain't going to spend $50 million. You ain't going to spend it all on Ferraris. It's going to be bad business investments. And so that's something that young athletes can take on, especially with NIL now in the high school levels and things of that nature, and kids getting played. I saw somewhere the #1 recruit, Underwood, quarterback for this year, Michigan, was prepared to give him $10 million. So,
Sheesh.
to high school player. But at the end of the day, I had fun doing this. I'm sure my guys had fun doing this. And so,
Hoopers.
we talked about some real hoopers. I don't know if there was any Hall of Famers from this draft. Michael Redd was another notable player, but he was a second-round player. We did the first round. And, yeah, man, it's been fun.
So.
Now my blind eye got to see the butt.